Nom 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 it is, guys. Lord MC here. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on GameStop and AMC, especially after the crazy movement we had at opening on GameStop. But before I get into that, I want to preface by saying I am not a financial advisor. None of the things I say in my videos or anywhere else is ever financial advice. So question everything, do your own research, and come out with your own conclusions. So let's jump right into GameStop. Crazy movement at open. My positions on those November 18 $35 calls almost came in the money, 1 cent short, where the high of the day for GameStop was at $34.99, and it did get as low as $27.91 before finally closing the day at $28.31. So I was able to print massively on that push up. Caught the top, was out of my position almost 90%. Those hit up close to 500%, and I did mention in my previous videos, especially I'm tracking here, the 3-day on AMC and GameStop, but specifically GameStop here, this bullish crab pattern here that has been generated for back in Monday of March the 14th. I did mention in my previous videos that if we were to get above 27.57 here, that GameStop would have a strong push to test target one. Unfortunately, we were shy about $1.41, but it came really damn close to getting that movement up to target one. So we did get that push here above 27.57, which then rocketed it all the way up, which I did mention in the past. We still closed above XA at the 1.618 of this bullish crab pattern at 27.57, so we closed at 28.31. So it's looking good as long as we can stay above 27.57. I'm bullish. Otherwise, we have to plot our supports and resistances in case we get pushed down here. So what are those levels on GameStop? If we don't hold 27.57, we could potentially start seeing 26.50s again, and maybe even coming down to test 25.24 again, as it likes to do every time it does a push up to target 1, target 2, it comes back down pretty hard, right? So in that case, I would be looking to get into a new position for a further out expiration. So we will have to see what that is coming into this week, especially coming into earnings, with AMC has earnings next week. So there's going to be a lot of volatility, especially with how those two stocks are related. But on the 1 day here, jumping over, we did get stopped above, on the 1 day above the 200 EMA. We went above, and then we closed just above the 50 EMA. So for levels of resistance and support, if we continue coming down here, we lose 27.73. We're probably going to test where this chop is with all these EMAs here are anywhere between 26.60 and let's call it 25.99, somewhere around there. So just as long as we can stay above 27.57 of that XA on the bullish crab pattern, I'm bullish. Otherwise, we have to consider the stock going down to possibly test again where these EMAs are curling up here at around 26.52 to 26.28. So that's something we definitely want to be holding above. Otherwise, we could potentially start seeing $24 again. But jumping over to AMC, let me remove some of these drawings here so you can see what happened. AMC also did have a nice push here. It opened just at 682 and it went as high as 725 before going as low as 654 and closing the day on Halloween at 666. What a coincidence, right? Anyways, let me turn on my drawings here. I would like AMC to be closing above the 9 EMA here, the 21 EMA at 677. Like GameStop, I'm also tracking AMC on the 3-day. We are above 613 here. Ideally, my point here is if we can get above on the 3-day and at 792, it'll be really bullish, possibly testing 992 sometime in the future. I still think we have a little bit of ways to go about that, but at any time, like the algos before, GameStop usually runs and then AMC follows for its run right after or a couple days after. I'm just saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying that's what potentially has proven in the past. So we will see if that comes. If that does happen, you could potentially start seeing a strong move to 919. I do have this level here at 792, where I think if we can break out above that, we could potentially see 919 really fast. For me, really bullish on AMC, potentially seeing like target 1. I would need this to be above 919 and more specifically at 1238. So I think we're going to have a little bit of time for us to get up there, but I could potentially see 919 here in the near future, if not this week, sometime relatively close. But we will see if that happens. What are our support and resistances for GameStop? For AMC. We need to hold above the 9 EMA. The 9 EMA here is at 653. We definitely do not want to lose it. We've been trading in this channel as well. So this channel is around 640. We definitely do not want to lose 640. Otherwise, we are going to come down to test 570, 568, 570 again. Maybe $6. But we will see if that happens. We need to be holding above the 9 EMA. I would like it ideally to get above the 21 for continuation. We are getting here on the weekly. But this has to be said. We can't ignore what's the chart and what it's saying, right? So the EMAs are curling down, and you already had the 50 cross over the 200 on the death cross on the weekly already, but the SMAs are also approaching here. So if that happens, hopefully it happens after a push up, and then we continue back down, because I do think if we get a push down around $9-10, I think later down the line we're going to probably come down and test $7 again, maybe $6 before a push much higher. Jumping over to Ape real quick. So Ape here on the day, it did finish going as high as 235, going as low as 204 before finishing and closing the day at 205. I do think it's in the 2 hour. Yeah, the 2 hour here has a bullish bat pattern where XA is exactly at 202, and that's where we closed at. So right now it has done a type 1 reaction, I guess, here when it did test target 1 at 235. So we could potentially start looking, maybe we need to hold 202, otherwise we are going to probably start testing the 190, maybe 170 again. So definitely want to see this push up here and continue a type 1 reaction to test. If we can get above, let's call it 208, 210, we could potentially see 212 and then 221. Get above 221, we could see 235, just like we did at open. And then possibly see 258. So we would need to see a strong movement there. Otherwise, we are going to continue going to test maybe $1.90, $1.70 for short term before it hopefully it bounce back up. Let me see if I can find anything bullish here. It's very early to get any harmonics, especially on the 1 day. So we definitely would like to stay above the 9 EMA here at around 220 for us to be bullish. We don't want to be below those EMAs here. So we definitely want to see some closing above 220 before the next leg up. That's all I have for you guys. I will be streaming tomorrow, 15 minutes before open. So if you want to join me on that, my link is on the description box below on my Twitch. But yeah, it looks like we still can see some continuation on the meme stocks here in the near future, and I'm still bullish. Maybe looking to reposition here for GameStop down the line, but we will see what the market does tomorrow. And that's all I have for you guys. You guys have a good, happy Halloween. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, everybody.